So, there's this video floating around, this new podcast, and, every time I look at these podcasts, as of late, as of the past couple of years, I just hear the talking points that have been coming from Kevin Samuels and other members of the manosphere, the black manosphere, for years, and they hitting it like it's brand new. And so the subject of this particular video is dating single mothers. And what's going on is you got a woman who is, well, let me say this, ever since a lot of these opportunists have figured out that it's a lot of money to be made standing up for what's right and telling women or giving them a dose of reality, like we saw Kevin Samuels do for several years before his passing. Well, people step in and they're trying to come in and make the money. Do I really feel like they're authentic? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But what I do know is a lot of these people don't have the depth, the breadth, the experience to really understand what they're even talking about. So this particular lady got up, and it was a panel of both men and women, young people. You're too young. You don't even have enough experience in life to truly understand what you're talking about. But bottom line is, it was a 33-year-old woman who posed the question to a group of men and women, and who on the stage. And I guess they're supposed to be the knowledgeable ones. But she basically said, I have 7 children. I'm a single mother of 7 children. And of course the crowd went woo, and the panelists went woo, because that's a lot of kids to be 33 years old. You got 7 children and 33, damn. That means you just pushed 1 or 2 of them out recently. But bottom line is, she wants a high value man. Now that term, when I hear it all across the internet, on TV, that's a sign to me that they've been listening to Kevin Samuels. You want a high value man. A man that has high social status, high net income, a man that has a strong network, a man that can do stuff for the community, basically a valuable man, a man who's put himself in that position. This is what you want with your 7 kids. We don't even know what your baby daddy did. Now, according to this woman, she said that she has all 7 of these children by the same man. I find that highly unlikely. I find it highly unlikely that a man who has 7 children by you, one man, you let him get 7 children up in you, you're not married. More likely than not, those children are by different men. Nevertheless, and even if they're not, even if these children are supposed to be for the 7, for this one man, I bet those children have different fathers. In other words, she probably lying about that anyway. Nevertheless, let's take it at her word. She has 7 children by one man. And now you want a high value man. You want a man that has the world at his feet. You want a man that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and has been for at least the past 5 years. You want a man with a strong network that can make phone calls and send text messages and get things done. This is what you want. What makes you think you even deserve somebody like that? What makes you think a man like that would even want you? Let's look at this. I'm a father. I'm a dad. And many of you all will consider me a high value man. I think Kevin Samuels first said that I fit the criteria of high value man. I'm an attorney. I'm a father. I'm a business owner. I've been making I'm LinkedIn known. I can get things done. But here's the thing, my money is hard earned. And I have 3 sons of my own. And I'm gonna tell you ladies this. Why would I marry a woman like that? With children. My 3 children plus her 7, that's 10 kids. Now, resources like money and time are limited. I'm supposed to give your children as much of my time, money, and resources I give my own children? Isn't that kind of like stealing away from my own children if I do that? If I make $1 million a year, and instead of having a 5-bedroom house, let's say I do have a 5-bedroom house, I got to put 2 kids in each room, or maybe 3 kids in each room, so my own children don't have their own room. They have to share resources with your children. Where is your child's father? Why do my children have to suffer? Why do my children have to sacrifice? Why do I have to sacrifice for another man's children? I can't do it. I'm going to tell you now, I can't do it. And here's another thing. Why is it that when women enter into these relationships, they're not expected to come in and love the man's children and do for the man's children and spend on this man's children like they would their own? Why are men expected to spend on some other person's children like they do their own? Why is that? Why do you think in hell, why do you even think that's fair? It's not. Now, instead of telling this woman the truth, bitch, you stand no chance in hell of getting a high value man, of which there are very limited supply, with your 7 children. Your best bet is to go back to your baby daddy. Instead of telling them that off top, they allow these women to be delusional and think that they have a chance. You can barely get a man with 2 or 3 kids, much less 7. That's just ridiculous. How bottom of the barrel does a man have to be to pick up a middle-aged post-war woman with 7 kids? What kind of fool do you have to be? What kind of fool do you think we are? See, that might have been the thing 5, 6, 7 years ago when brothers didn't have the option of getting a better deal overseas. And let me be honest with you, man. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. These women overseas, they got kids too. 1, 2, 3, they got kids too. But the big difference is a lot of those women are fit, feminine, and cooperative. And they come from a culture that tells women that they have to take care of men. That culture is reinforced by the society. It's not just you in the house telling the woman what she needs to do. The whole culture tells her, you need to take care of your dog, okay? That's your dog, this is my dog. You need to take care of your husband. You need to feed him, you need to fuck him, you need to keep him in the house, you need to keep him happy so he's not roaming around in the street. And if he is out there roaming around in the street, well, oh well, join the club. That's just another circumstance that you have to deal with. Because I'm going to tell you, Poppy got a whole nother family up the road and down the street. And those women deal with it. That's just what they had to deal with. And so their tolerance level is high. But those men also don't deal with a lot of BS. Now, I'm not saying women aren't women everywhere and every woman comes with whatever they come with. But the bottom line is you get a better quality of woman who is more cooperative, who is more fit, who's more feminine, who's in a society that expects men to be men. They expect men to be patriarchs. Whereas here, if you end up in a household with a woman and her 7 kids, she gonna run that motherfucker, man. She gonna run that, and you gonna be, not only are you gonna be 2nd or 3rd, you gonna be 9th or 10th after the parakeet, the fish, the lizard, and the goddamn dog. And if a baby daddy come through, guess what? You're gonna be behind him too as far as the kids are concerned. And let me tell you, you're gonna be expected to provide everything in that household except discipline. You're gonna be expected to provide the money, the time. You're gonna have to be surrogate daddy, and you're gonna have to pay all the bills, because remember, she come as a package. But the only thing you won't be allowed to do is discipline them badass, rotten ass kids who ran their daddy away. Or, and heaven forbid, you and that mama having a conflict, you're gonna have to deal with them kids. So it's gonna be all of them against your ass, in the house that you paying for. That's a fool's bargain right there, man. That's the devil's deal right there. There's nothing in it. And for you ladies who are saying, oh my God, you have children of your own. You out there making children and you not married to all the women. Bitch, so the fuck what? The game is not fair on either side. You don't like the fact that the Lord gave me a motherfucking dick to use and impregnate women? Oh well. But the difference is we have different roles. First of all, she needs to give them children to her daddy, to the daddies. The kids do better with the fathers anyway. Fathers raise kids as well, damn near as well as two-parent homes. So it's a different situation. All the mother could do is help regulate those emotions that these children have. And a lot of these women are not doing that. The father provides structure and discipline and boundaries and penalties associated with violating those boundaries. So it's a different situation. We get them ready for society. You mad because of your biology? Well, women get a lot of benefits from their biology. You get the benefit of the doubt. You get to sit y'all lazy asses at home and collect government subsidies and welfare, and you get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the judicial system oftentimes. It's a double standard, cuts both ways. You don't like it, we don't like it either, but that's society. But the bottom line is, and my whole point is, I can't take care of your children like I'm gonna take care of my own. Let me say that again for you all in the back. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna sacrifice for your children like I do my own. I don't love them the same. I can tolerate them, I'll be around them. I can't do it. And most men who are honest can't do it. Just can't do it. I don't have the bond with your children that I have with my own. Especially a man who's raised his own children or been with them since they were born. Can't do it. And so any man who decide who thinks that they can do, you just lying to yourself, man. When things get tight and you got to sacrifice for somebody else's big head kid for a dude that you may or may not even know or even like, you're not gonna be able to make that sacrifice, man. I'm paying about $250 a month just for my children to attend martial arts classes, and I've been doing that for about the past 14, 15 years. That's about $90,000. That's just martial arts classes. I paid $10,000 for my son to go to tutoring for SAT. I'm not gonna pay that for your kids. I'm not gonna make that sacrifice for your kids. It costs about $250,000 to send a child to one of these elite schools on the East Coast. I barely want to do it for my own sons. I damn sure ain't doing it for yours or your daughters. And all this, oh, well, you know, it takes a village. Man, fuck that village shit, man. The village didn't help you get pregnant. The village wasn't there when you was laying up with that motherfucker that fucked you 7 times and nutted in you raw. The village didn't have nothing to do with that decision. The village didn't put y'all together. You put yourself together. You met that motherfucker outside the club. Y'all hooked up while you was too damn young. You decided to let the man impregnate you. You didn't do anything about it. You had them babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, and now you and that fool decide that y'all don't need to be together. And now you want somebody else to help you take care of them kids? Shit, that's a damn fool. And that's 7 kids. But it's still not much better with 1 or 2. It doesn't get any better, because I'm telling you, there's going to be a different. I don't want to share my resources with somebody else's offspring. I don't want to put the time and energy into trying to raise your kids and realistically re-raise your kids, because see, I have structure and order to my house. There's a way in which I want my house to operate. I believe in boundaries in my house. And that's what happens when you're dealing with a man who has accomplished things. Oh man, you don't get this way by not having structure and order in your home. And you want a high value man. See, here's the thing I want you to understand, ladies. I want y'all to listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want just a man that wants them. They want a high value man. Okay? That's what I want you to understand. Theoretically, there's a man out there who accepts a woman with 7 kids. There's plenty of simps out there who would do it. But you don't want that guy. No. You want a high value man. You want the elite of the elite. So your arrogant, egotistical ass, all these women, you think you're supposed to have the best of the best, and you not the best of the best. So you want somebody to go out there and buy some discount pussy for full price. That's what you want. And you think you deserve it. And you got all these fools out here telling these women that they do. No. On behalf of the men who have spent their time building and earning their way to the top, we don't want you. We want the best of the best. We want young, fit, feminine women, preferably with no children, because I don't want to deal with it. And I'm telling you now, I can't sacrifice for your children like I do my own. No man wants to say, no man who cares about himself is going to do more for your children or do the same, take away from his own children to do for your children. That's just a foolish move. That's like me taking the brand new furniture and whatnot out of my house and putting it in somebody else's house down the street. I don't even reap the benefit of it. What about my legacy? I'm supposed to spend this limited time period I have here on earth raising your children. It might be different if the man can't have kids. It might be different if it's a young girl and you got a fella who is 65, 70 years old, and he's just like, I help the young bitch out. Be different. But somebody who is in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, who's rolling, can have any woman they want in the world, and you want them to settle down with a bitch with 7 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, hell no, man. Not a high value man. See, I want to distinguish that, because I don't want y'all to just say, well, there are men out there. Well, yeah, there's some dudes out there that deal with you. There's some guys out there that deal with you. But it's more likely than not, it's not a high value man, because it's not that many of them out there. And that's all ethnicities and all races. Men are only limited by their options. And the higher your value, the more options you have, period. And so that's selfish of you to even think that. And for you folks out here who are trying to do the thing that Kevin Samuels did, that man spent hours and hours and years searching and doing research and studying and talking to people and engaging. He helped get fellas to the point where they could be high value men. You don't know enough about what we think, so you're not qualified to have these conversations. You got to be a high value man to have these conversations, not a motherfucking athlete who got his money running up and down the field with a basketball or a court with a basketball, a football. That's not a high value man. Okay? A high value man is not an actor or an entertainer. Them motherfuckers are performers. Okay? They got that money because somebody wanted to see them dance or jump around or whatever the hell they doing. That's not high value. High value is somebody that built themselves up. So high value is somebody who's an engineer or a CEO of a corporation with more than just himself as the employee. Okay? A high value man is somebody who makes hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars a year, and has been for years, and will continue making that amount for decades to come. A high value man is somebody that gets invited, okay, to the corporate meetings, that has some input, not a client. Okay, a high value man is somebody who more likely than not has some sort of marketable skill, education, either through learn. That's a high value man. Kevin did it best when he described it. And some of y'all are just not qualified because you don't know what we think about. I'm doing a cost-benefit analysis. And it costs too much and the benefit is not there. What do I get out of it? Absolutely nothing. And I think I speak on behalf of the other brothers who pulled themselves up and did what they had to do to get to where they are. We're not sacrificing all that for your kids. We want to see our children do better. And I love seeing my children do well. And I'm not against some other men helping out children or women who have children. But goddamn, you asking me to be stepdad? You're not expected to come in and take care of my kids like they're your own, or love my kids like they're your own, or sacrifice for my kids like they're one. No woman is expected to do that. Men are. So I'm just being honest with you ladies, man. Y'all need to get rid of them pipe dreams. The best thing for that woman to do, best thing for all you women to do, either get back with your baby daddy or give that child to his father and let him raise him. Let me say that again. The best thing for you women to do, if you want to get treated like single women and you want to upgrade your sexual marketplace value, you want to catch a high value man, get that boy or little girl back to the daddy and let the daddy raise him. And then you can go out there and be like, well, yeah, I have a child, but the child lives with the parent, the father 100% of the time. That's what you need to do. Other than that, nobody wants to be responsible for your little kids, man. And that might hurt your feelings, but, you know, it is what it is.